Good afternoon, everyone. We are here with our fellow devotees to present the current issue. Is homework good or bad for students? Or better said, is homework even useful? We believe homework to not be useful for a variety of reasons. We will start by mentioning our first argument. A lot of teachers are betting their classes on students learning almost everything by themselves via homework, using the excuse that students do nothing in class instead of taking the initiative to take control of class. Students are failing due to teachers leaving everything for homework, which one might argue is the student's fault. Is the teacher's duty to explain things during class, and they are putting too much stress on the students.
The USA has one of the lowest test scores in the whole world because the teachers give high amounts of homework.
Homework continues to be a topic today. Proponents and opponents make case to support their views on the importance of homework in the development of the student and the construction of knowledge.
Homework is a new way to simulate real work out of the university, and it helps to do reports. So when you are out of the high school or university, you know how to make reports or some of the essays in the real world.
Well, it may be true that homework does allow this kind of knowledge to students. It's not the only way to do this. There are also several books regarding how to do essays and those kinds of things.
The average homework you're supposed to get is 15 minutes a night. Most of kids end up with 2 hours, even more.
Okay. It encourages young people to explore subjects more fully than classroom time permits. It allows young people to extend learning by applying skills to new situations.
Studies comparing students who complete homework versus those who did not indicate that who can help and improve performance and until tests. In looking at results across several studies, the average who completes had higher unit test scores than 73% of non-completers.
To the first thing that she said, computers and other materials are also not the only way to learn how to use this via homework. They could even learn these by simple things like playing games or by their parents teaching them. And to the percentages he mentioned, a lot of them also depend a lot on how the percentage of homework is worth. Sometimes homework is worth about 10% of the final grade, while in others there could be also worth about 40%, making homework almost unimportant to some schools.
The researchers asked students whether they experienced headaches, exhaustion, sleep deprivation, weight loss, and stomach problems. And the researchers also found that spending too much time on homework meant that students were not meeting their developmental needs or cultivating other critical life skills. And students were more likely to forget activities, stop seeing friends or family, and not participate in hobbies. What's more, many students felt forced or obligated to choose homework over developing other talents or skills.
It helps to integrate learning by applying many different skills to single tasks, such as book, reports, or science projects. Homework helps parents learn more about what your child is learning in school.
By what he says about computers and games, it doesn't matter because when you have a real work, people who don't know how to do a homework will not know how to make a serious work. Doing homework is also a great way to develop responsibilities, and it helps to develop a sense of punctuality by turning work in time. And in the studies that we have of the best universities in Mexico and the United States, the homework counts like a 70% to the grades, to the final grades.
To respond to the parents learning about homework, not a lot of parents nowadays are actually checking homework, and not even teachers as well. And to respond to her 70% of homework, It also varies with the percentage of homework you get, the quantity and the difficulty. Due to a lot of universities leaving a lot of hard homework, usually around the same dates, it can become stressful for the students.
And homework does teach us responsibility and good study habits, but what about the important skills you get from sports and social activities? That's the issue right there. When you get a lot of homework, you don't want to play the sports, but get it done so your grades stay okay. You can ask almost every kid that plays sports, and I bet 9 of 10 will say it's hard to keep your grades high so you can play sports.
Okay, it isn't important if teacher or even parents check the homework. What is really important is the thing that the person is learning in the time that is doing the homework. It's not the responsibility of the school or even of the teacher if the students do not distribute their time on doing homework. They have to, successful people, they have to distribute their time on doing homework or doing sports or social activity.
The teachers and the parents can see who student or person can deal or manage the time to be with school, sports, family, and hobbies. It's a great way to identify which student can manage and control its health and illness.
As our final statement, we would like to point out that students usually just do homework just for the fact of doing it. Not a lot of students learn from what they do. And in conclusion, due to the many inconveniences of homework, it should be either limited or removed. The review aspect is slowly changing into them depending on it for all of their classes, and in-school classes losing their purpose. This is going to leave a scar on their lifestyle once they finish their education, the most well-known as a mental disorder, anxiety. For the good of education systems, homework should be considered.
%80 of people who make homework have more possibilities to get a job because of their grades, and even they have no problems by doing the work. And yeah, that's it. As I said, Stanford universities, of the best universities of the United States, count the 70% of the grades as they are doing homework. So it's really important to people who make homework. The parents and the teachers can see who person is gonna be successful by distributing time. Okay, that's it.
Very good.
Thank you.
There have been many cases where social media can risk unemployment because of something that you might upload at your page. Not necessarily have to be bad, but maybe the company doesn't agree with some photos or interactions you have with many people. And yes, you can control with who or which people you want to talk to, but you can be tricked a lot of times into talking to someone who you think it could be a good person or might have friends in common, or you think everything's good, but it can be not, or you can be tricked by that. There have been many cases of tricks and suicide attempts because social media is also an access you have to cyberbullying, but people with Facebook, for example, with the likes on your pictures, friends and families, mostly teenagers, get too into Facebook, get into in having comments and likes, and that's what boosts their self-esteem when it's actually not a good way to boost your self-esteem, because if you don't get enough likes in a picture, there are people who get really sad or mad, and they have suicidal and stuff.
Okay, as a final comment, basically, social media probably is not as a bad way as you guys, as we are talking about, but it has its cons, and basically a lot of people can get advantage of that, as kidnapping, as suicide, or as a personal feelings, everything. So there's a lot of ways to control social media, and right now a lot of people are trying to change it and trying to control it in so many ways. So basically right now a lot of younger kids, and not only teenagers, probably younger, are getting very in touch of that, and a lot of people are getting advantage of that. Social media is very dangerous in so many ways, so we think that it has to have a control.
Okay, so, yeah. Okay, thank you.